Picture yourself walking into a supermarket. The doors slide open. You drift toward the seafood section, and the same crowd is waiting on the ice. Salmon, tuna, cod, a heap of shrimp, maybe a fillet of tilapia, and you figure that's all the ocean really has. But here's a secret nobody talks about. This planet holds more than 33,000 species of fish. 33,000, and we humans regularly eat fewer than 20 of them. Fewer than 20. So we're basically skipping 99% of everything the ocean gives us. 99%. And the reason will surprise you. Most people think we just eat whatever we can catch, or whatever tastes the best. But the real story is much darker. Some of those fish would tear your body apart from the inside. Some would leave you deathly sick before you even finished eating. And a few were tasted once by ancient humans, then banned forever. Stay till the end. The last part will completely change how you see the ocean, because what's hiding under those waves is stranger than fiction. Let's begin with that number again. 33,000. That's more than every mammal, bird, and reptile put together. The ocean isn't an empty desert. It's a jungle, crowded, buzzing, overflowing with life. Yet the research keeps showing the same thing. Roughly 10 species make up almost everything we eat. Salmon, tuna, cod, pollock, shrimp, tilapia, catfish, crab, herring, anchovies, and that's pretty much the entire list. Every odd fin, every deep-sea beast, every glowing reef fish ignored. So why? The first reason is brutal. Some fish in the sea are flat out poisonous, not in an obvious way, silently, and sometimes deadly. There's a sickness called ciguatera poisoning. You've probably never heard of it, but it's tortured humans for thousands of years. Certain reef fish have a secret. Barracuda, snapper, and grouper. They eat smaller fish that nibble toxic algae. The poison doesn't bother the fish one bit. It just piles up quietly in their flesh. Then a person eats it, and within hours, the body goes insane. Cold things suddenly feel burning hot. Fingertips tingle and turn numb. Muscles ache like you sprinted a marathon. The heartbeat stutters out of rhythm. And in the worst cases, the body starts to freeze up. Here's the terrifying part. You can't smell it. You can't taste it. And cooking is useless. Heat can't destroy it. There is no antidote. None. The World Health Organization has a scary estimate. Tens of thousands of people are poisoned by it every year. And there's no way to test a fish first. So whole groups of reef fish get quietly avoided. Not because a law says so. Because of memory. Because generations before us learned the hard way. The ocean taught our ancestors this lesson once. And they never forgot it. But that's only half the danger. Because some fish don't poison you fast. They poison you slowly. This one has a name. Bioaccumulation. Imagine a tiny shrimp. It soaks up a speck of mercury from the water. A small fish eats 100 of those shrimp. A bigger fish swallows 100 of those small fish. And a shark devours 100 of the big ones. At every level, the mercury stacks higher and higher. By the time you reach the top predator, its flesh is loaded with poison, far more than the water it swims in. That's exactly why doctors give a warning. They tell pregnant women to avoid shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and tilefish. The FDA released those warnings for a reason. The studies confirmed the pattern. The bigger the predator fish, the more dangerous it becomes. And just like that, entire groups of ocean life vanished from our menu. Shark meat especially is a problem. It's so packed with mercury and urea that eating it regularly is genuinely harmful. Ancient coastal people knew to avoid certain fish. They just didn't know why. Now we do. And honestly, it's worse than they imagined. Then it gets even stranger, because some fish don't hurt you slowly at all. They ruin your day fast, and in the most humiliating way possible. Meet the escaler, a smooth, deep water fish, often sold in restaurants as white tuna. It looks clean, tastes rich and buttery, and it was once popular in America. Japan banned it all the way back in 1977. Italy banned it in 2002. Why? Its flesh is stuffed with wax esters, a kind of fat your body simply cannot break down, because human digestion has no enzyme for it. So your body picks a fast solution, a very unpleasant one. Within hours, most people suffer an oily, uncontrollable mess. In food circles, it earned a nickname, the ex-lax fish. People describe one single serving as among the worst experiences of their lives. The fish wasn't trying to hurt anyone. It just stores a fat our guts were never built for. And the escolar isn't alone. Dozens of deep-sea fish carry fats and compounds our digestion can't handle. The ocean built these creatures for a world our bodies know nothing about. Which brings us to where most ocean life actually lives. Because you've only ever seen the surface, the ocean covers 70% of the Earth. 70%. And about 95% of its livable space sits in the deep, below 200 meters. Down there, it's pitch black. The pressure would crush a human in seconds. The temperature hovers just above freezing, and the animals look like living nightmares. Blobfish, barrelize, fangtooth, viperfish. But here's what nobody mentions. The deep sea isn't just hard to reach. Much of it is inedible. Many deep sea fish have soft, jelly-like flesh, built for crushing pressure. The moment they're hauled up, that pressure disappears. Their cells start breaking down, the flesh turns soft and waterlogged. Some species literally start dissolving within hours of death. Scientists who tried eating them were disgusted. They described the texture like wet tissue paper. There's a whole hidden world down there, and none of it lands on your plate, because it was never meant to. So why those same 20 species over and over? The answer isn't really about taste. It's about survival economics. The fish we built our diets around all share the same traits. They swim in huge, tight schools, near the surface. They're easy to catch in massive numbers. Their flesh is packed with calories, and it keeps well when dried or salted. Fishing communities all over the world landed on the same tiny handful of fish, because those were the ones that made risking the sea worth it. Old European records tell a wild story. The North Atlantic cod were so thick you could almost walk across the water. That's why cod fed Europe for centuries. Not because it was the tastiest, but because it was the easiest to catch. The same logic played out everywhere humans met the ocean. What ended up on our plates was never the best the ocean had. It was just the smartest catch for a person holding a hand-woven net, standing in shallow water 10,000 years ago. And we've simply never questioned that choice since. And here's the part that truly stays with you. Right now, the ocean is in crisis, and the 20 species we picked out of 33,000 are the ones being fished toward collapse. North Atlantic cod crashed so hard in the 1990s. Canada shut the whole fishery down, a fishery that had fed Europe for nearly 500 years. Atlantic bluefin tuna populations plummeted under industrial fishing. Wild salmon runs across the Pacific now sit at historic lows. And all this time, nearly 33,000 other species surround us. Many of them plentiful, many of them nutritious, all of them untouched. We built our food system 10,000 years ago. We chose our fish based on what a simple net could drag from shallow water. And we never changed our minds. Not because the ocean ran out, but because we never thought to look past the 20 we already knew. The ocean didn't fail us. We just stopped asking what else was out there. Right now, in cold, dark water, in places no net has ever reached, in schools of millions no human eye has ever seen. The rest of the ocean is still waiting. We just forgot it existed. And the only real question left is whether we remember in time. Think about that for a moment. A whole planet of food hidden right beneath our boats. And we settled for a tiny list. A list written before history was even recorded. Back when survival meant staying close to shore. When a single bad fish could kill your entire family. So our ancestors played it safe. They stuck to what they trusted, and that fear became a habit that lasted 10,000 years. It shaped every fish market on Earth. It shaped every restaurant menu. It shaped what you thought the ocean even was. But the ocean was always bigger than our fear, bigger than our nets, bigger than our imagination. And now that same fear has a cost. We're draining the few fish we trust, while thousands of others swim by, ignored. Some poisonous, yes. Some impossible to eat, but many perfectly good, just unfamiliar. And unfamiliar isn't the same as dangerous. That's the real lesson hiding in all of this. Humans don't choose the best option. We choose the safest one, the one we already know, the one our ancestors handed down. It kept us alive back then, but it also boxed us in. And the ocean is proof that comfort can quietly become a cage. So the next time you stand at that seafood counter, look at those same few faces on the ice, and remember what they really are. Not the ocean's best, just the ocean's oldest habit, a choice made by frightened people long ago, people with nets and nothing to lose, people who never dreamed of what lay deeper. The truth is the ocean never stopped offering. We just stopped looking, and somewhere out there right now, in water darker than any night, creatures we've never named are swimming, species science hasn't even discovered, a menu older than humanity itself, waiting quietly beneath the waves, for the day we finally get curious again. Because curiosity is what made us who we are. It's what pulled us out of the caves, and it's the only thing that can pull us forward. The ocean is still full of secrets. The question was never what it holds. The question is whether we're brave enough to look.